This is not about the objects, it's about what they represent. Every dusty box, every tangled cord, every forgotten item, each one is a silent agreement you've made with indecision, with stagnation, with tolerating less than you deserve. You keep them because you think you might need them someday, but what you really need is to be free of the weight they carry. You're not cleaning a space, you're unburdening a mind. With each drawer you clear, you're making a decision to no longer be weighed down by the past. You are releasing the energy of "I'll deal with it later" and replacing it with "I am dealing with it now." This is self-respect in action, because what you allow in your space, you allow in your life. You don't need to Marie Kondo your way into minimalism. You just need to stand up and say, "This clutter has taken enough from me, I'm taking it back." And here's where the shift happens. When you finish, even if it's just one corner, your brain rewards you. Not just with dopamine, but with identity reinforcement. You now see yourself as someone who follows through, someone who doesn't just plan change, but initiates it. That small action is proof. Proof that you are not your procrastination. Proof that you are not stuck. Proof that you are powerful. And when you build proof, you build belief. And when you build belief, you build momentum. And momentum is what transforms a single drawer into a new direction for your life. It's what takes a dusty corner and turns it into a launch pad. So as you put that last item in its rightful place, pause, feel it. This is what alignment feels like. This is what discipline feels like. This is what power feels like when it's reclaimed, piece by piece, quietly and without applause. Because greatness doesn't come from big, dramatic changes. It comes from dozens of micro decisions that no one sees. From acting with excellence, even when no one is watching. And this moment of order, is one of them. You see, clarity isn't just something you feel, it's something you create. And too many people are trying to build a disciplined life on top of disorder. You can't structure your future when you're living in yesterday's residue. And clutter, it's past energy, it's delayed decisions, it's the physical manifestation of your own mental resistance. When you look at that pile and say, "I'll deal with it later," what you're really saying is, "I'll stay stuck a little longer." You're choosing the weight of hesitation over the freedom of movement. But when you decide, really decide, to clear even one space, you start to cut through the fog. Because order breeds momentum. It's not just about having a clean desk. It's about creating a runway, and no one launches into greatness from a runway littered with distractions. Every time you pick something up and ask, "Do I need this? Do I use this? Does this reflect who I am becoming?" You are rewiring your sense of identity. You're no longer someone who tolerates. You're becoming someone who chooses, someone who curates their environment with the same precision they want to bring to their finances, their relationships, their health, their time. Why? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. If your desk is chaotic, chances are your focus is too. If your room is overwhelmed, so is your nervous system. But if you take command of one corner of your world, just one, that signal goes out like a shockwave. Your brain registers, "I am in charge here," and the ripple doesn't stop. Tomorrow, when you walk past that once cluttered space and see it in alignment, you get a micro win. A spike in certainty, a reminder that progress is always one decision away, that you are capable of following through. And when the next challenge comes, and it will, you'll have proof in your back pocket. Proof that says, "I'm not the person I used to be, I handle things now." That's the gift you give yourself when you clean the damn drawer. Good, because this is the moment where we take it deeper. You've touched the surface, now it's time to peel it back. Because that clutter in your space, it wasn't just chaos, it was comfort, it was familiar. It was a protective shield between you and your next level. As long as it sat there, disorganized and ignored, you had an excuse. You had a reason to say, "Not yet, I'll wait, I'll grow later." But the moment you touched it, the moment you confronted it, you broke the story, you shattered the illusion. You looked at the pile and said, "You're not stronger than me." And whether it was a corner of your room or a digital desktop, that confrontation wasn't just physical. It was spiritual. It was a declaration. It was you stepping forward and announcing, "I refuse to live inside the clutter of my past one more day." And that one act of order, that was a seed of alignment, a seed of strength, a seed that grows roots into in time, your thoughts, your relationships. Because what's really happening here is a shift from reaction to creation. Instead of reacting to a messy space and saying, "Ugh, I can't think," you create a space that says, "This is where I grow." You create an environment that reflects the kind of person you're becoming. Focused, intentional, powerful. Not someday, not when life slows down, but now. You don't need motivation to clean. You need ownership. You need to stop waiting to feel like it and instead start acting like it's your duty. Because it is. You are the guardian of your energy, the keeper of your clarity, the curator of your environment. And when you own that role, when you stop outsourcing it to circumstance or convenience, you take your power back. You build self-respect. You build self-trust. And that's what this is really about, trusting yourself again. Trusting that you can choose structure over chaos, order over avoidance, growth over stagnation. Trusting that you can walk into a room, clear it out, and walk away stronger. Because if you can organize a drawer, you can organize your thoughts. If you can take 5 minutes to bring order to a surface, you can take 5 minutes to breathe through a breakdown. This is not about perfection. It's about preparation. It's about becoming the kind of person who no longer tolerates disarray, not because they're obsessive, but because they know clarity is a weapon. And in a world that constantly pulls at your attention, clarity is your edge. Then let's finish this with the fire it deserves, not with a whisper, but with a conviction. Because when you look around your life and see clutter, you're not just seeing stuff. You're seeing decisions left unmade. You're seeing energy trapped in unfinished loops. You're seeing fragments of yourself scattered across time. Ideas that were never acted on. Goals that were never prioritized. Emotions you never fully processed. But when you step in, when you move things, discard things, place things with intention, you are reclaiming control over your narrative. You are deciding, "I am no longer the version of me who ignores what needs to be handled." You are stepping into leadership, not of others, but of yourself. And it starts with one shelf, one drawer, one space. You clean it not because it makes you look good, but because it makes you feel aligned. You bring it to order because you know that freedom lives on the other side of discipline. That peace is not an accident, it is built. And that your environment is either pulling you forward or holding you hostage. You don't need anyone else to see it. You just need to feel it. That shift, that alignment, that breath of fresh air when you realize you are no longer living in reaction, you are in command. So let this be the standard now. Let this be the moment you remember, not because it was flashy or impressive, but because it was quiet. Because it was yours. Because you chose to lead when no one else was watching. That drawer, that shelf, that corner, it's not just clean. It's a symbol. It's the beginning of something. A commitment. A line in the sand that says, "This is who I am now. This is what I allow. This is what I no longer tolerate." And tomorrow, when distractions show up, when life pulls at you, when the noise creeps back in, you'll remember this moment. You'll remember that it didn't take perfection. It just took movement. One small act of alignment that cascaded into a new identity. That's what this is, not a task, a transformation. And it all started with one decision. One drawer, one you,